Alrighty. So, hello everyone. All right, I'm going live on all our platforms so that we can talk about this today. Hi, Dr. Nancy.
Hello, Dr. Ozzy. How's it going?
Very well. How has your week been?
Week has been very busy, but we're happy to be here, wrapping it up and
Yes.
talking about, the
So we
class
love
that's
to
about
talk
to get
about things.
started.
Of course, of
Mm-hmm.
course. It's something we used to say, finish strong, and
Indeed.
we're here to finish the week strong. Give the
Definitely.
people what they need. Okay, so guys, if you're just joining us, we are just gonna take a few questions here. We are going to talk to the people about our upcoming class, which is the 6-week EB1A and EB2-NIW petition writing class. So we've opened up this opportunity for individuals who would like to join our class, who would like to learn how to write their petitions. Actually, people who want a ready to go petition for either EB1 or EB2-NIW in 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
If that's you, we have just the class for you. All right. But you have to take advantage of this opportunity because, of course, we can only take a limited number of people. Okay. So the commitment for this class is $5,000. It starts September 21, 2025, and spots are very limited. We want to keep the class really small and tight, make sure that we can oversee everyone who's in the process, guide you editorial services throughout the process. Now, guys, of course, if you have questions about this, feel free to put them in the chat. We can answer questions about EB1A, EB2-NIW. We can answer questions about the masterclass. And then, if you're just shopping around and you think about the best immigration option for you and you have specific questions, we're happy to answer those questions as well. Okay? All right. Let's talk about this class.
Okay.
So, this class is specifically for individuals who, Dr. Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
who want to write their complete petition. So if
Yes.
you're one of those people that you've been sitting on this for a whole year or 6 months, and you were like, I want to apply for EB2-NIW, but I mean, I spoke to someone who said he has 100 pages, and I said, you don't need 100 pages. You don't need 100 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And so this class is specifically for you if you're trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to put in my petition,
Mm-hmm.
to respond to all the criteria for USCIS. You need someone to hold your hand, someone to
Mm-hmm.
edit. Literally, we're looking over your shoulder as you go
Yes.
along. We're making sure
Definitely.
line by line edits, okay? We are
Mm-hmm.
meeting weekly. We're making sure that, hey, if you have questions, we're answering those questions, okay? If you want your complete petition in 6 weeks, this is a class for you.
Definitely.
You'll give you expert feedback, line by line feedback. So every week we're meeting. There are new milestones for each week. First, if you're doing EB2-NIW, the first week is hashing out that proposed endeavor. I mean, Dr. Nancy, you have some experience with people who have come for reviews
Yeah.
and they've written the entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? They didn't get expert guidance as they wrote. Now they're at the end of it, they're coming for us to do a review for their petition. We have a similar service. Can you speak to the benefit of getting the editorial service as you write, as opposed to at the end of the day,
Oh,
you've
man.
written something and you're coming for a review?
Yes, because let's begin with the key when it comes to EB2, right? If you're writing EB2 and you start writing, the first instinct is to write about everything that you've done
Right.
and present that as your statement of intent. So people list out 10 different things that impacts that they've had, right?
Yeah.
And that's not the way to go about explaining your importance to USAs. So you've now written 50 pages of a story that tells all your impact, but
Yeah.
to someone who's not an expert, they don't quite understand your impact, right? So you bring it for review and it's a rewrite.
Mm-hmm.
Because first of all, you don't have that statement of intent that's direct, that is tailored to a sector, right? That's tied to a national initiative. You're just talking about your impact without thinking of what the White House or what US government is doing. So we find that when people come for reviews without the benefit of consultation to refine their proposed endeavor, it's a rewrite, right? It's tedious. And then after the consultation, or as we give those live feedback, they have an aha moment.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh man, this could have been a little bit easier and more guided, right? If you have no guidance, you can write for 3 years and you still don't submit.
Right.
So very important to get expert feedback as you write, if you want to write for yourself.
Yeah, and I don't know. Why am I muted? Okay. Give me a second here. I'm trying to figure out how I'm muted.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear
awesome.
you.
All right.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I see, like you said, with people who have already written their petitions and are coming back,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make sure people can hear me because I'm seeing that I'm muted.
Who's
Guys,
saying you're muted?
I can see it across my screen.
Mm.
Hey guys, can you guys hear me? If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up on Instagram or something. Let me just make sure that people can hear me because yeah, they can't hear me.
Oh man.
It looks like I was muted.
Are we starting from scratch?
No, we are not starting from scratch.
Uh,
I think it's just my mic that was muted. It was like our moderator muted me and went home. Oh my goodness. Okay, who can hear me? Oh, I can hear you. Okay, but why does it show muted? Anyway, so let me keep going. Okay.
okay.
So yeah. So basically, we've had people who would write their petitions themselves and then come for a petition review with us, like as Nancy was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that they didn't consult with us or seek any consultation before they started writing. So you're now telling someone at the point where they finish writing that they need to go and do significant rewrite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we see a lot of people frustrated with that process where they thought they were ready to go, and then they brought all these things, and then you're saying significant rewrite, and I can see the despair because I've in the early days I've had to just rewrite the whole thing because
Yes.
the person is just drained, and you can tell they've probably been sitting on this for like a while,
Mm-hmm.
and so they're just drained. You're telling them, okay, rewrite this part, but then when you rewrite the proposed endeavor, it then affects everything else.
Everything else.
So if you change the proposed endeavor, national importance has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Something has changed, balance will change. So
Everything has changed.
it's like, whoa. So that's the whole thing behind this service is I recognize, that people maybe cannot afford the end-to-end service, but still want to be hands-on in the process. They just need hand-holding,
Yeah.
I once had a client who said, Dr. Ovi, I just need someone to literally call me and say, hey, get this done, get this. I said, oh my dear, I'm not a alarm clock. I'm not an alarm clock. But then I recognized what she was actually asking for.
Yes.
Was accountability, right?
Very
So that's
important.
for accountability in the process, and that's something we can offer, right? So 6 weeks masterclass. What's going to happen during the 6 week is we're going to have scheduled sessions, right? Weekly live classes. So every week we meet. Week 1, where if you're doing EB2-NIW, we're trashing out your proposed endeavor. That has to be the foundation of the entire thing. Okay, we're doing assessments. We're making sure that you really do have what it takes. You guys are good and ready to go. All right. So that's what we're doing on week 1. Every class will be recorded. So let's say, for example, you have something coming up and maybe you're going to miss a class, right? Because it will be recorded, you would have access to the material after the class. So let's say we're doing the EB2-NIW webinar or the writing class, the master class, we talk through your proposed endeavor. We will give you an assignment for the week, right? The assignment would be, hey, can't give it away right now, Sha. But
yes, once we end.
Let's say hypothetically, the assignment could be, hey, in this 1 week period, go get all your recommenders, get their names, get their CVs or their LinkedIn profiles, get their yeses, so that we know that we're drafting recommendations like next, right? So there'll be milestones every week where you're meeting those milestones. Where anything you draft, we're editing those things, right, as you go, to make sure that at the end of 6 weeks, you have something that is ready to go, okay, for USCIS. Okay, so yeah, weekly live classes. And so after that, we're also going to have step-by-step petition breakdown. So can you speak to some of those things that they will experience with this?
Of course. So, first of all, they're going to use our proven template, right?
Okay.
We're going to get it basically guardian angel on your shoulder, telling you, rerouting you before you run off the road.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to give you the strategies that we use to write successful petitions that we've used over the years, right? And also strategies that attorneys use when they prepare your petitions, right? All those things we're going to be sharing with you and giving you basically the key to unlock a complete petition and submit. Right, Dr. Ozzy, are we going to also be taking them through how to review and fill out their forms? Because they fill out their forms themselves, but before they submit, when they, yes, are we going to be taking them through?
It's an entire end-to-end service, okay? Because if you write a really stellar petition and you don't fill out the forms correctly, guess what?
Problem.
You're gonna you're gonna encounter issues. And so we have the we have the resources for that as well. Okay, so it's end-to-end. We're even going to tell you where to mail your petition to.
Exactly.
We're going to tell you how to arrange everything. It's pretty much end-to-end service. You know, the thing is, you're going to be hands-on in the process. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have personalized assignments and, of course, accountability. Accountability is the biggest part of it, right? So I guess the people who will take advantage of this and really get the benefit of it are people who can be accountable, right? People who set deadlines and meet those deadlines, right? So it doesn't make any sense if we say, hey, bring this stuff by Wednesday for review, so that when we meet in class on Sunday, the whole class will talk about this stuff, right? If you don't send us that stuff by Wednesday, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to get the benefit of that program, right? So there will be assignments. You'll be held accountable to turn those things in so that we can give you the best. Right? So my promise to you is, if you show up for this, we'll show up for you, right? If you show up for this, we'll show up for you. So we want to make sure that as many people as possible pass that hurdle, right? You're still trying to figure out, what do I write? How do I write it? What goes in the executive summary section? What goes in final merit determination? What goes in national importance, merit? How do I talk about this professional society? What kind of evidence do I have to include, right? We're going to personalize that for you. Make sure that you have a map of what needs to go where, and that's going to be ready for you to go, okay? All right. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'll answer all your questions.
We have a few questions coming in.
Okay, good. All right, while we're waiting for those questions to pop up, let's talk about the editorial support and line-by-line feedback that we're going to give. I mean, if there's something that we give, our clients who even work with us know this. We communicate with you, we ask you for stuff, right? Because we're writing on behalf of you, right? We're writing like you are writing it. So a lot of those things that you did, those fantastic things you did, unfortunately, we weren't there with you, right? So we make sure that we ask you, the questions that we need to ask to write an amazing petition for you. Now, in this case, you're going to get line-by-line edits of the things that you write. I usually tell the people in the masterclass, right? I usually say, give me a page for a section. I want to say, give me a page for a particular, subsection, because I want to be able to edit and give you, because USCIS don't like stories.
No.
Think about it. You are working for the government, and you have a lot. Your caseload is a lot. You have a lot of things to get through, right? Are you going to want to go through 100 pages of repetition, or are you going to want to read petitions that go straight to the point and are kind of interesting? I mean, there are cases that we take on. I'm just like, wow, this person has done so much. I'm actually in awe of the person's accomplishments. So we're going to tell your story in a compelling way. Some of you are going to have to take those headshots, because we're going to put
some pictures
of you. Yeah, we're going to put a picture of you at work there to show. Those of you who are in the community doing some work, we're going to have you bring a picture of who at work, because we want to humanize. Something we set up in the last boot camp, petition writing boot camp. We said humanize your petitions. We want to make sure that you can use AI to look for keywords, right? But remember that AI is not going to read your petition. It's not ChatGPT reading your petition. An actual human, right? So you want to make sure that you talk and you write for humans. Okay. All right, so line-by-line edits will be available. Line-by-line edits will be available. Okay, here's something else that will be available for you guys. What's Nancy?
So we have a lot of successful petitions, right? You will not be getting them live, but that information, the strategies that we used to make those, put those petitions together, you will be getting. One of the things, Dr. Ozzy, that we see is people bring resumes that are ready for like job hunts
Job
for
hunt.
these things, right?
Oh my goodness.
And
You
one of
touched
the
on
things that
something
we have
good.
to, yes,
You
one of the
touched on
things we
something
have to
good.
do in initial stage is to prepare the resume for petition submission. The
Yep.
officer, I always say in consultations, needs to look at your resume and get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of expert is this? What kind of impact
That's
have
a
they
good
had?
point. That's a really good point.
Right? What are the
Yeah.
deliverables in each role that they've held?
Yeah.
Right? People, if you say I'm a data analyst, there must be some data there, right? What's if you're in finance,
Yeah.
how much did you save, or whatever it is that
Yeah.
the projects you worked on? Quantify things. USAS always says, okay, yes, you did this for this company, but how much did you save them?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? How long did it take for you to roll out something? Or how long did it take for the build if you're in affordable housing sector? So the resume, that's one thing that we talk about in our boot camps, is
Yeah.
preparing your resume to even start writing, right?
You
It
know
gives,
what? Yeah, that's a great point that you brought up, because in the early days, there was a petition that we wrote that got an RFE, right? And the RFE was so strange because we never got an RFE like that. The USCIS officer said that the CV of the recommender didn't show that they were in a particular role,
oh, you see?
but the recommendation letter talked about a role that they were in. So what had happened was that the lady went and downloaded. So oh God,
Professional page.
hey, you guys. So so I realized that some people are very shy and they don't like to keep going back to their recommenders to ask for stuff, right? And so instead of asking a recommender for his CV,
Oh,
maybe
man.
because he's such a high person in their field or whatnot, she went to LinkedIn and she downloaded his LinkedIn profile.
Oh,
Now, he's
which
one
can
of those
work.
people that just doesn't update his LinkedIn, right?
Yes.
So the USCS also actually picked up on that and said, this person is not in that capacity that you said they are in, because the resume that you attached
Doesn't have that role.
doesn't fit the profile. So that's another thing that we need to look out for. You need
Yes.
someone to look and say, hey, okay, this person is a principal investigator at your university. However, their CV doesn't say that they are.
Very
Right?
important.
Very important. So
Very
as you're
important.
editing your own CV, make sure that you're looking at the CVs of those recommenders, because sometimes they're not really updating things as they go along, right?
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about your CV, very important. We got that question a lot. People would give us their CVs, and we realize that the CVs have nothing, right?
Nothing.
The CVs are written for,
Two
and
bullet
one
points.
person would have like 17 variations of CVs, because this one is
Yes.
applying for data scientist role.
Oh,
This
yeah,
one
yeah,
is for
yeah. People in
applying
the
for
UK.
project manager. Project manager. Oh my God, there was a
Yes.
year that we did so much project management people. I was just like, oh my goodness. So people have different CVs and different certifications. They're just doing for different things, right? So I realized that, okay, we need to create a toolkit. If you're coming
Yes.
for EB1, if you're coming for EB2, this is what your CV needs to say. Because imagine that you're applying for the EB1 role or the EB2 role. There's certain things
Exactly.
they're looking out for, and they're going to look at the CV to get
They
an
will.
overview of who you are, right? So we created a toolkit. If you want that toolkit, just comment the word CV, right? You get a link to that toolkit. It was a labor of love, basically, right? But I put in there all that needs to be in your CV if you're applying for EB1 or EB2-NIW. Now, if you purchase the CV and you come back to me and say, hey, Dr. Ozzy, I purchased this CV, but I don't see my own template there, because I put some templates there that
It
should
can
help
be
whatever
everything.
field. That's so
Can be
happy.
everyone.
I put some templates that will help different fields build their CVs for their specific fields. However, I can't cover
Yes.
everything because I'm not Bureau of Labors and Statistics, right? But if you buy the toolkit and you come back and say, Dr. Ozzy, my particular field is not there, can you help me modify my own particular CV for either pathway? We'll do it for you, okay? So if you want that toolkit, just say CV, comment CV, and you'll get that. Anyway, so the reason why we brought that up is that sometimes your CVs don't tell the full story, right?
Yes.
Your CVs don't tell the full story, and then your CVs don't even speak to what is being required for EB2-NIW. So literally, if they are requiring awards, it means you literally need an award section in your CV. If they're talking about proposed endeavor, it means that summary where you talk about yourself must somehow mirror what they're looking for, what you're saying you're good at,
Yes.
your expertise, your
Yes.
field, right? If you're talking about professional memberships, don't just list that you remember from this year to this year, which is what people do. Put a small caption. What is this membership? What is this organization for? Who are the people in this organization? What makes it prestigious? Okay, you're a
Exactly.
member. Okay, are you just a full member? Are you a professional member? What does that mean? convey that there's some merit-based criteria to that membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those are the kind of things that we're looking for. Okay, we may have skipped a question.
No, yes, he's going to.
Yeah,
Should be
we may
doing
have
the
skipped the question. I
Q&A
saw
soon.
it's a question just fly by, but it looks like it's flown out again. Okay, so yeah, guys, your CV needs to be formatted for this
Mm-hmm.
process. It has to be specific for this process, because what if you have all these documents you're sending in?
Mm-hmm.
USCIS officer, quite honestly, I don't expect them to go through every single
No,
document.
they
They can, they will make copies of every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
But what if that's your CV that they really take time to look at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure it actually adds
They're
up,
not impressed.
tells a compelling story. Yeah. So good. I'm really happy that you brought that up, because
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
a really wanted one to bring up. Okay. Hi, engineers. Amula? Patty?
We have a question back.
All right, good. Does this apply to people outside the UX? This applies to both people in
Global.
the US. It's
Mm-hmm.
global, all right?
Mm-hmm. Globally.
Including those people that just cancel their TPS status.
Yes, exactly.
Temporary protected status. It's open to everybody.
Everyone.
And if you're exceptional and you can meet the requirements of EB2-NIW or EB1A, you're welcome to join this class. Now, I will say that the classes are almost full, right? We have 2 classes this time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost full. So if you're interested in joining any one of these classes, if you're interested in joining the September class that starts September 21,
Mm-hmm.
2025, in 6 weeks, you have your petition ready to go. Expert editorial services, you have someone guiding you as you go along. Just comment the word reserve if you're on Instagram. If you're on Facebook or other platforms, send an email to info@myeb2niw.com. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Info, if we could have that email up, that would be really good, so people can see where they can send their interest to. But let us know, I think by next week, Monday, latest, if you're going to be joining that. Today is Friday.
Yeah.
So
Unless it gets filled up earlier, then
Yeah,
we'll
it might
tell
be-
you about the next
our
date.
finance team is probably left for the day, but yeah, let us know by Monday, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
September 14. Let us know by September 14, and we will. Is Monday September 14? That's Sunday. Okay, September 15. Let's know by Monday, and we'll add you to the class. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you do get templates. So let's say you're in our class and you're supposed to write some recommendation letters, for example. You don't know what to
Yes.
write there. We'll give you
Mm-hmm.
templates. Okay.
Yes, definitely.
We want you to succeed, right? So we'll give
Mm-hmm.
you what you need to succeed. We'll give you everything. Even if you're looking for, how do I send an email to my recommender? I'm tired of them, or I'm scared to send an email. This person is so revered in my field. We'll give you the words.
Customized, yes.
Yes, send this
Mm-hmm.
email to that person. Get your work. Get the things that you need. Okay?
Yeah.
So very important, very, very important. All right. Now, one thing that we also do
Mm-hmm.
is that we have one-on-one meetings with everyone in our classes, right? Every single person in our class. At the end of the class, we meet with myself and Dr. Nancy one-on-one. The reason is because we want to make sure that, we speak to you, we get an overview or you get an overview of where you're sending your petition to, because at the end of the day,
Yes.
you will send it in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to make sure that you get an overview, answer any pertinent questions that you have. They may not you may not have shared with the class, and it's just a time for you to answer whatever questions that you have, right?
Yeah.
So we have that at the end of the class for each participant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is especially important. We talked about this. The class is so helpful because in our classes, we don't just bunch everybody in public health together, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in the same class, you have someone in public health, you may have someone in finance, or a data analyst, or an
Mm-hmm.
engineer. The reason why we structure our classes this way is to ensure that when we write the petitions,
Mm-hmm.
that you get the benefit of someone who's outside your field actually listening in, right? Because everyone in our class gets to speak and talk about what they do. The whole idea is if someone in this community doesn't get what you do, most likely whoever you're going to talk to at USCIS is not going to get it because they're not in your field. You must be able to communicate in a way that is lay language enough for everyone to understand you, right? And so that's just the benefit. One of the benefits I wanted to point out is that we have those as well.
And then they'll get to enjoy some of the things that we enjoy as researchers, trying, just learn about different fields every day.
Yes.
Right. So now you'll get extra knowledge about, well, what does a marine engineer do in oil and gas, things like that, which is, exciting. So
I think that the community for me is the biggest thing because
definitely
there are people that I think need to meet other people.
That's
so
also
reasons.
true. That's also true.
I had a client once who told me, like, she's like, oh, that she she recommends people for jobs at her
Mm-hmm.
company, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so that's something that she has done in the last year. And I was like, oh my God, there are a couple people that will benefit from this, right?
Yeah.
Who could fit in a consultancy with one of the big fours
Mm-hmm.
or big threes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those people would fit in that role, but they just haven't met, right? So this
That's
is an
true.
opportunity to also come and expand your network, meet new
That is
people,
true.
and
Mm-hmm.
then get this your immigration stuff out of the way. Okay. All right. So let's talk about the structure. All right. You want to take this, Dr. Nancy?
Of course.
Sure.
So 6 weeks journey to success. First, we'll
Mhm.
have the orientation and strategy.
Yes.
Orientation and strategy. So we get to meet everybody, understand your field, and then start to prepare for that proposed endeavor, or if it's EB1, what's your expertise? How are we going to tailor this? And then week 2, we go into evidence collection and mapping, right? Very important, because everything you're telling USCIS you did, there must be paper evidence, must be printable, no videos, no
Yeah.
links, right?
Mhm.
So you'll understand, because we've understood what work have you done, with your resume is ready to go. Now, these deliverables that you have on this resume, what evidence do you have for them, right? And people always get a lot of, they remember things that they never have on their resume, right? But when you talk through things and see what's really important in my field, this is when you shoot yourself in the foot. Oops. If you left the job and did not collect some of those things that you delivered, right? So it gives you a clear understanding of what do you need to prove that you did the work that you did. Then petition foundation. That's basically the shell, the framework for the petition.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to go subsection by subsection, preparing those assignments that we talked about, Dr. Ozzy talked about prior.
Yeah.
Week 4 is going to be evidence writing mastery. That'll be interesting, right? Because there are two sets of people. There are people who can write in a very long-winded, and there are people who hinge onto chat
Yeah.
and are very chopped,
Yeah.
right? So it's very important that the officer understands what is it that you're writing about.
Okay.
This is that section.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then final merits and national benefits.
Yeah.
That's also part of the research. We're going to cover, proper research techniques and what kind of articles you should be using, what organizations that you should be looking at. You would know as an expert in your field, but sometimes there's a lot of information, right? So we'll streamline it so that you're not presenting them with 50 research articles. Those
Not
kind of things.
necessary.
Not
We
necessarily.
learned the hard way. And also, let's not give up all our tips and tricks, but when we are citing articles, we don't go for the longest article.
Yes. Oh my God.
Because
you have to print them.
You have to print them. You're not sending USS to any link to go read up anything for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing that you talk about in your petition, you need to show evidence, including those government articles or whatever your research that you're citing. So don't cite the one that is 100 pages. And even if you have 100 pages, can you go to that particular page and highlight that, right? Those are some of the things. Also, one thing I've noticed lately is a lot of people are using AI to write petitions. And I don't know if I'm just special, but I can tell when you use AI, right? To write stuff. It's not a bad thing to use AI. It's not a bad thing. However, it's it all looks the same and everyone is using it, right? So remember, you're not writing for ChatGPT to approve. Very crucial, very important. You're writing for a human being who has troubles just like you and I, who's stressed, who has a full day of work.
Yes.
As much as you. So the thing about AI is sometimes it overwrites and goes on a tangent. Other times it oversimplifies, right?
Yes.
So we always make sure that we are looking at the requirements and picking on those things to ensure that we have what needs to go in the petition, right? So that's the benefit of what we offer is line by line editorial services and support that helps you get something that is, your best foot forward for this process. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Let's see. The final thing, assembly and final review, which people will think that this is easy, but that assembly is one of the toughest things, right? Because now you have the petition, let's say it's 25, 35 pages, and you have all the supporting evidence, which may add another 20, right? 25 pages to it. Now, how do you present it to USCIS? You can't staple things, right? So how do you send it out? A lot of people have questions on those things, and we cover this thoroughly so that you are Sending it in a way that is convenient for the officer. You frustrate the officer, they look at your petition in a frustrated manner. Make life simple for them. Think through all the problems they may face when they open your packet and try to solve it preemptively, right? Okay, so that's the 6 weeks. Sounds simple, but it's gonna
It's
be
intensive,
action
honestly.
packed.
But you know what? I love it. I love
Yeah,
it
yeah.
because the best part of this job is getting to meet you guys.
Yes.
It's so rewarding.
Yeah,
Getting to, it's life changing. You know,
it
so many
is.
people
It
that have said
is.
you're not part of my family because it took us through this process, and so
Mhm.
I want to see you win. What is it that's holding you back from winning? What is holding you back? Seriously, let's talk about that.
There should be nothing.
There's no excuse now, right? You
Mhm.
wanted someone to hold your hand. Hey, we're here to hold your hand. Like I keep saying, if you show up for the class, we'll show up for you. Okay,
Definitely.
so we'll do it.
Okay.
Someone is asking
Questions.
about
We have a question on the screen, Dr. Ozzy.
okay, good. What does master classes require? Okay,
Do go ahead. Take it.
let me go because we talked about it. You may have joined late.
Yeah.
So during this masterclass, right, we're going to write your petition. You're going to write your petition and submit. Have a petition ready to submit for your U.S. green card through EB1A or EB2-NIW in 6 weeks. You commit to the process. The difference between doing this on your own timeline is that a lot of people, when they write on their own, they can write for 1 year. They've not finished
Yeah.
writing. I have people that said I will follow you for 2 years. I have not finished, or I finally turned it in. I got an RFE. So if you received an RFE, this class is for you because you will respond
Yes.
to your RFE effectively in this class, right?
Yes.
If you're
Yes.
just going to apply for your US green card through EB1A or EB2-NIW, this class is for you. You come with a willing spirit ready to work, right? This is not our end-to-end service where we just take everything and do it for you. This is not that service. This is more like a review service where we guide you through the entire process. So we're saying week 1, we're evaluating everyone who's coming in. You guys are going to introduce yourselves to each other in class. We're going to talk about what we all do and agree on what your proposed endeavor is going to be. That's week 1, right? So come already ready to apply. This is not where I'm coming to figure out if I'm ready. If you want to figure out if you're ready, it's a consultation.
Yes.
But for those of you who are ready, you say, I want to join this class. I want to write my petition in 6 weeks. Some of you have applied before and gotten denied. This is the class for you. Some of you have applied and gotten RFEs. This is the class for you. So I will say, come with a willing spirit, knowing that this thing is going to be done. It's like a boot camp. It's going to be done in 6 weeks. You're going to submit in 6 weeks. That's number 1. Number 2, come with your comprehensive CV. Because we want to start. That's how we're going to do the eligibility evaluation, right?
Yes.
So make sure that before day 1 of the class that you've had your CV, all the achievement written out on your CV.
Very important.
Come ready to do an elevator pitch. The guys in your class are not going to know the field, right? So if you have to talk about your field in like 5 minutes, what are you going to say, right? Come ready for that. Now, the next week in the class, we're going to be talking about recommendation letters because we're going to draft our recommendation letters on week 2. Come with a sense of who you want to ask for those recommendation letters.
Yes.
And if you want to get ahead of us, go ahead and ask them, are you willing to sign this recommendation? This is what is required for EB2 or EB1. Are you willing to sign this letter for me? Right? If that person is willing to sign a letter for you, fine. Tell them, okay, I'll give you a draft to make it easier. We're going to draft that thing in class, okay? And so in the class, we're doing personalized service for each one. We're mapping out everybody's endeavor or field of expertise. We're marking out what you're doing per week. We're helping you pick those recommenders. So some of you have recommenders in mind. You don't know if they fit the process.
Yes.
We're going to help you figure that out, right? So it's like someone who has committed or who is committed. We are committed to helping you write this thing, getting it done. Because we're tired of hearing people say, I've been trying to write this thing for 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
For 1 year. The commitment is 5K, guys. If you're interested in this, the commitment is 5K, and then we'll get it done. Okay. I have another question here. Is there another question?
There's one on the screen, yes.
Okay.
Do professionals
great question. Great question. Go ahead, Dr. Nancy.
do professionals outside the US have equal chance with experts in the US? Yeah.
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 It's the whole point of this program. The US is always looking for experts who will come here and add value, be it to the economy, to the culture, to public health. They want people who are going to come and add value, right? So we've had a lot of people apply from outside the US. They never even went to school here.
Yes.
Well, these are people that are doing things where they are. They are adding value where they are, right? So again, this green card is not for everybody. This route is not for everybody. This is for people who are serious about adding value through their work, right? Through their fields.
Yeah.
And so you don't even have to have a job offer. You don't have to have an employer here. You don't have to have a sponsor here, but you have to show that you stand out in your field, right? So again, we keep talking about things that help you stand out every day. You go on our page, we're singing this all the time.
Yes, definitely.
Guys, it's another weekend. How are you going to stand out this weekend? This is literally what you need to be thinking about. How am I going to use my media to stand out? What am I going to talk about on LinkedIn? What connections am I going to make to help me stand out? I'm always reaching out to people, trying to figure out what we can do next, right? Collaboration should be your middle name, right? Find podcasts that you need. In the early days, I even used to connect people to podcasters. Just literally, I've been holding you guys' hands since day one, right? Because I used to get so frustrated. I'm just like, go to this podcast. Sometimes I'll email the podcast and like, I have someone that can, talk about this subject matter expert in your field, right? These are some of the things that you need to be doing. You can't be shy. This process, it doesn't require you. You can't be shy. You can't be one of those people that, I don't want to ask my professor for a letter because I asked him for a letter again last week. How many letters am I going to ask? Why are you thinking like that?
Ask him.
Just ask. Ask. The worst that can happen, I always tell people, the worst that can happen is a no.
Yeah.
Guess what? For every no that you get, there are a lot more people who are going to say yes to. This process is already going to take a long time, right? EB2-NIW, there's a queue now. There's a backlog, right? EB1 is the fastest way to get your green card. In 6 to 8 months, you get your green card in hand. Not only that, your dependents, your spouse, and your children under 21 coming with you to the US, right? So hey, hop on it, get on it, right? You're nothing to lose.
Okay, let's see.
All right. Is there any other question? How much does the masterclass cost, please? I didn't join. I didn't join from start. I don't know if it was mentioned. It was mentioned. The first thing it said is this is a 5K service. Okay. So if you're interested, it is $5,000. You just have to comment the word reserve and we'll send you information. Now, let's talk about what we are not guaranteeing, right? Very important. We have to say that. We don't work at USCIS. Very important that you know that, right? We have a strong base. We have strong writing careers. Like I came from research where I wrote tons of grants, got approved. I've done this thing for years, right? Helping people write their petitions and get approved. So we guarantee that in 6 weeks you will have a petition that presents you in the best possible light. We're not USCIS. We don't offer green cards, but we guarantee that in 6 weeks you will have a petition that tells your story compellingly. Okay, so if you're one of those people you're interested in this, hey, this is the service for you. Now, if you're a very busy professional, one of those our consultants that work in the Big Four, they don't even have time to get on a Zoom call with us. This is not the program for you.
No.
Right? If you're very busy where you can't even keep up with deadlines, then you need to do our end-to-end service. We do the heavy lifting for you, right? We have a service like that where people come to us, they pay us, and we write the entire petition, right? Based on the documents they give us as evidence, because they're very busy and they can't commit to that writing. So we do it in a month. Now, for those people, we don't just write stories and submit to USCIS. No. We are offering editorial services. So when we write things about you, you still get to be in the driver's seat to read what we're writing, to ensure that we have presented you in the light that of the work that you're doing, right? So we have different services. There are people who will write it themselves and come to us, but I think this is a better service. Instead of writing it
for some people
from scratch, come earlier on and make sure that the foundation is right. Section by section. Once we're done with this section, we close that chapter, we move to something else, right? So that's the benefit of that. All right. Are there any other questions?
No. Is consultation needed prior to joining this class? No. This
particular class doesn't require consultation. Okay. I mean,
we'll meet there.
We meet. There's no need to meet prior.
Yes, we shall meet there. And go through everything.
Yes. So what we're committing to is that we'll hold your hand, right?
Yes.
To get this done. In 6 weeks, you have that petition sent in, and then we'll, know that we did our best with that.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. Very good. Okay. So questions are being answered, guys. If you have questions pertaining to EB1, EB2, whatever questions you have now, we have a couple more minutes. We will answer those questions. Let me see if there's anything else. Did we finish our slides? All right. So why should you join this masterclass? And we'll be saying that over and over and over again. All right.
Mm-hmm.
The main reason why you should join this masterclass is that you're going to write your petition. Your petition will be complete in 6 weeks. That's a commitment. You hold us to that, right? We will make sure that we cover every aspect of it. If you're writing EB1, we have 2 classes. We have one class for those individuals who are writing the EB1. We have another class for individuals who are writing EB2-NIW,
Yes.
right? Then we do that because the classes, they might be similar in some aspects, but they're quite different.
They're different. The flow.
Petitions, right? The
Mm-hmm.
flow is quite different. We don't want to lump our EB1 people because when we're talking about final merits, for example, in EB1, we don't need that for EB2-NIW. It's kind of like a summary, right, for EB2-NIW. So we don't need that. So we want to separate people, the 2 groups, and that's why you should come for this class. You have your petition ready in 6 weeks. You can submit that petition. Stop procrastinating. It's something that you've been working on. Now, who is this for? If you are a researcher, right? Let's say you're a researcher, you are a scientist, you're a doctor, you're a business person, you're an artist, you are a lawyer, you're an engineer. I'm trying to figure out all the groups that we've gotten approvals on.
Oh man.
You're an
Oh,
engineer, public health expert,
Finance people.
finance individuals,
Journalists,
we
lawyers,
have got journalists, geologists,
project management in all forms,
project
and
managers,
engineers. Oh, don't
with their
forget the
Scrum,
cyber people.
Scrum Master, and
Yes,
oh my
yes.
God, the PMP, the certification, right? We're very familiar with you guys, yeah. If you are professional and you're ready to go, you're a high achiever, you've achieved a lot in your field, you have some awards under your belt, some of you have written articles. You don't have to have all these things, right?
No.
The combination of different things. Some of you have media coverages, you've spoken at conferences, some of you people are talking about your work, right? Some of you have these certifications that you've done, added value, right, in your different fields. And this is for you, right? If you want to submit your petition sooner rather than later, 2 to 3 months time, right? If you're thinking, okay, I could have submitted in 2 to 3 months time, this is for you. If you're thinking I'm going to submit in 1 year, this is not the class for
This
you.
is not for you.
This is we're about to be done, wrap the process and move forward. Right?
Maybe a consultation is for you because you need to know what are you going to do intentionally to prepare for submission, right? So that if there's anything that you can accomplish before you submit in 1 year, you are intentionally, making those moves. So there's so many different things that you can do. But let's not forget the HR personnels, right? We have
HR personnel. Yeah, very good. Oh,
Yeah.
I had someone in family marriage and family therapy.
Yes.
Now, you know what's happening now is that most of the individuals who I started with, when I first started, when we started the company, they are now getting their green cards.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, we're having those people come back, and it's just like civil engineers, right? We had a ton of those in the beginning.
Yes.
Architects, we had that.
Yes.
Yeah, and every time I mention a field, I literally can see a face because I did all those consults, right? I saw all those people, so that's amazing. We even had business owners, logistics, people in logistics. It's just amazing. A lot of different people. So yeah, you're ready to apply. And why should you apply sooner rather than later is, again, we see a lot of changing policies, right?
Yes.
We see a lot of changes, even with the F1 that we thought was good. People could go on OPT was as long as 3 years in STEM. We're hearing that, there might be some changes there. So we just don't know. So we want to make sure that we have all these resources for you so that if you're looking to move forward with the process, we have them. Okay?
Yes.
All right. So how do I know the one I best qualified for? Let's talk about that a little bit, the differences between the two. Okay, so EB1A is employment-based first preference, right? EB2-NIW is employment-based second preference national interest waiver. The difference between the two, EB1 is a little bit higher category, right? They want people at the top of their fields. They want people that are basically moving the needle in their fields, right? EB2-NIW says, hey, I'm doing something in the national interest of the US. And based on this thing that I'm doing, I qualify for a green card. I may not be the person that when you type my name on Google, you find my picture there, right? But still, what I'm doing, though quiet, is still important for the US.
Yes.
And based on that, you need to waive the requirements of labor certification, where jobs are reserved for US citizens, first. You need to waive those requirements and give me this green card, basically, right? So think about it this way. EB1 requires, EB1 is either you have a one-time big award or you have you look through a list and you have 3 out of 10. The one-time big award could be the highest award in your field, like a Nobel Prize. It could be a gold medal if you're an athlete. It could be a Pulitzer Prize if you're a journalist, right? Now, not all of us will win Nobel Prize, right? Not all, we won't smell it. So there are other ways that you can show that you qualify for EB1. So EB1 looks at your entire work profile, right? We have people who are communication majors who have gotten their EB1 approved.
Yes.
And last one we looked at, he was saying he's an expert in preventing
health misinformation.
Health misinformation. That's a critical area. He had done some community work. We're able to show that, right? So they say show us in 3 ways that you're exceptional for EB1. You could show awards. You could show membership in professional societies. You could show people talking about your work. You could show you judging other people's work. You could show that you've published some articles. You could show you command a high salary. You could show that you have commercial success, or maybe you've done some exhibitions, depending on your field. But they only require 3 out of 10. Now, we used to think it was the more the merrier. It's not really the more the merrier, it's the stronger the merrier. You have to show strong evidence that you have these things, right? Okay. EB2-NIW, you have to show that you have either an advanced degree, which is bachelor's plus 5 years of progressive work experience in your field, or if you didn't get that degree from the US, you need to show at least a master's degree, right? Okay. So you show anything above a bachelor's degree, you show some work experience, and then you move to the second requirement. You have to propose something that the US needs, that has merit and national importance for the US. So let's say, give an example. You're a data analyst. You're creating these platforms that help, for example, small businesses increase their revenue, right? And you have a track record of success in that. You can apply for EB2-NIW. You're a public health expert. You're teaching people about hepatitis C, right? And how to prevent it, what they can do. You're sensitizing the community. You've done some community work. You're a member of professional societies. You've got some conferences. You presented your work. You got some awards. Maybe you got a scholarship here and there. A lot of you in the US as international students have scholarships anyway, right? You could apply for EB2-NIW, right? So it depends on what you're doing. But for EB2-NIW, you need to have something that you're going to propose that you're going to do in the US that has value and national importance and why they should keep you here, right? And then you also have to prove to them that I know that there are people in this country with similar degrees that I have, but you still need me, right?
Yes.
How do you show that? I always say the urgency of the thing you're proposing. So let's say you're proposing something like, this is so random, right? You're proposing something like, you're doing, let me not use science. I'm always using science. Let me use the lawyers, right? You're proposing, okay, so there are these big companies that go to underserved areas, right? They're big companies, they're producing stuff, they're putting their raw materials or their waste materials in underserved areas. And you're saying, no, I'm a lawyer, I'm fighting against something like that.
Yes.
Why should they give you this green card? Because the problem persists. The problem is still going on. People are dying, or people are losing money, or people are impoverished, or if the problem still exists, then that's the reason why they need to give you. They need experts like you, right? Again, it's all in the storytelling and the evidence that you show, right? Because there's some people that just don't know how to communicate what they're proposing effectively enough, right?
Yes.
And for those people, they need help, they need guidance. Not every one of us is Shakespeare, right? But that's what we do. That's our bread and butter. We like to write. We apply for grants. Something I do every other time when I'm not writing EB2-NIW is I apply for grants, because that's my bread and butter. That's what I was doing before I started any one of these things. So that's something that we can help with. All right, guys, we're open to questions. Oh, someone said it's $5,000. How much is cost? 5,000. Okay, someone is answering. Question and answer. All right. She asked the question, she answered it herself. Yes, that is the cost.
Okay, we have questions on the screen.
All right. Okay, business plan. Great question. All right, we only write a business if we're proposing a business. Remember I talked about propose and never, right? Good. If you're proposing to start a business in the US, which is a great idea, by the way. If you're proposing to start a business, you will need to show a business plan. Honestly, a business plan is just a senior sister of a petition. In a business plan, you're telling them, hey, this is what I'm going to do. This is the name of my business. This is the structure of my business. This is where my finances are going to come from, right? Business runs on money, right? If you don't have the money now, here are my investors, people that are ready to invest in my business. But I always say that don't propose a business if you don't have experience in business.
Yes.
I'll give you an example. We had someone who once came, she wrote a petition and got an RFP because there was a time that ChatGPT was telling everybody to write business plans.
Yes.
And that's why you have to be really careful with AI, right?
Yes.
So she wrote, so here's her field. She's in public health and working in the area of vaccine hesitancy, right? Trying to figure out why people don't take vaccines. And then she's proposing that she's going to create this app that's supposed to help figure out why people don't take vaccines and work against that, right? USCIS pointed out that, wow, this is a laudable idea. You are not a software developer. You're
How are you going to build this out?
How are you going to carry this out, right? Now, if it was something that she had consulted with us or experts in this field, we would have said to her, okay, this is the time where you bring in collaborations.
Yes.
You could say, I'm going to work with this. You get a letter from this person who's going to actually do the software, but you're going to provide the content. And that settles that, right? But because they've poked holes in this idea that you have, they can tell that you haven't done this before. It's just an idea that you have, right? They're not giving you the green card to come and do a day. They're giving you the green card because you're an expert ready to execute stuff.
Yes.
So feasibility is actually a big part of it. You want to propose something that is feasible.
Yeah.
Sometimes AI does not know what is feasible, right?
No.
You just put your CV there, AI will say, And again, your CV, your CV is a product of your ambition too.
Yes.
There are people that put in their CV things they can't even do. So based on what you feed it, it will give you things that you should be able to do, right? Based on the things that you say you have done. So, I said, okay, you need to get a letter from a software developer who has experience creating such, who will say, hey, here's what I've created, here's what I've created, here's what I've created, right? That's number one. Number two, you could say, okay, so that aspect is going to be carried out by this, but then you move on to the other thing. Or maybe you have somebody who has said they're going to build the app, or you have an app, already built, and this is another aspect being added to it, but you have to explain the how, right? So the question you're asking is, what should I include in my EB2 business plan? The first thing you're going to include is, what is this thing you're going to propose to the US? What is the benefit of this stuff to the US? How? So that's the what, the how. How are you going to do it? If it's something that needs capital, how much capital? If it's something that needs other people to work on it, where are you going to get the funds for that? If you have, we've written this stuff before. We had individuals who came, they're already business people. I encourage people who have prior experience in business to go for this line. Because there's a difference between I want to start a business and I have started a business successfully. And then there's another one of I've been in business for 12 years, right? Exactly. Very different things. So you never know how to run a business until you actually run a business, right? So I would only say go for this aspect if you have success in that field, right? But again, in your business plan, you need to say what you're doing, how you're going to do it, where the funds are going to come from, what are the outcomes, or what is the output that you expect. These are very important things for your business plan, right? The budget has to be there. So very important. All right. Honestly, I would say,
is it mandatory?
No, it's not mandatory. No. Most people who apply and get their green cards don't put any business plans. But they're not proposing any entrepreneurial ventures, right? Yeah. I would say stay away from this stuff except you really want to start a business, right? Except you really want to start a business. Not that you have in mind to maybe just want to register a company, just want to rush things. They will poke holes in that stuff. And if it's not foolproof, it's not going to stand it. Okay? All right. Here's another question.
Let's see. Do you need to write a full petition when you apply for EB1, just the same way you write a petition for EB2? Yeah.
Absolutely, you do.
You need to explain what is your expertise about.
Yeah.
How does it impact the US? Why should they give you a green card?
Yeah.
You need to take them through your entire professional journey, especially for EB1, professional journey.
Yeah.
EB2, you can talk about your academics, right? Yeah. But here is more of professional awards and professional impact. Yeah.
So your petition is your advocate. You're not going to be there. Remember, you're not there. All of this stuff is you send something in, right? You're sending your application in. So your petition is your advocate that is saying, I'm not there standing from the USCIS officer, but I'm explaining to you how I meet such and such requirement, right? So you want to explain. They always say explain in lay language. So for EB1, you're talking about your entire work. That's the difference between EB1 and EB2 now. EB2, you have to hone in on a particular endeavor.
Yeah.
Something that you're going to do in the US. Yes. And then you talk about your other things that you've done as evidence that you can advance that endeavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for EB1, you have to really open up and talk about your entire work and how that
Yes.
benefits the US. The fact that you're going to continue in this field when you come into the US.
Yes.
The
Yes.
benefits of this your work
Mm-hmm.
to the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then how you're at the top of your field, right? So they're really looking for people that are recognized for EB1.
Yes.
But it's not, don't count yourself out, I would say. Because I've seen most people who are qualified for EB2 already made the,
You're almost there.
EB2,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
almost in the requirement.
Many are actually there. They just
Yeah.
don't have the confidence, but they're there.
Okay. Good question. Any other questions before we head out?
There's
Now
more.
we have other services, guys. Okay. What happens if my petition is denied? Can I appeal or should I reapply?
We always recommend replying, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't win this appeal. You will not win this appeal. It's best to reapply. You'll go to hopefully a different officer, and who will better understand what it is that you're presenting, right? Because they're going to see why were you denied. You use that information to better your petition. Have you seen a successful appeal, Dr. Lucy?
Oh, that's a good question. I was just thinking about that. So in all the years that I've done this, and I've done this maybe 5 years now, right? I can count on one hand. And not the hand is not even complete though. I can count maybe like 2 cases or just one. It's like very hard to get an appeal. This is an officer who has told their boss that this person is not
denied.
You've told their boss this. Then you in your corner, you're saying, no, you got it all wrong. I'm qualified. It's okay, bring it on.
Bring everything else.
So it's like an uphill battle, and you pay for that appeal. It's not free. So I always tell people, instead of going and it's going to the same person, right?
Yeah.
Instead of writing this appeal that will go, you're trying to convince someone that is already thinking. If it was free, like an RFE, where you don't
then
have
you
to
continue,
fee, I would say, yeah, of course, respond. But because it's not free, and you have to still pay a fee for it, right? I would say your chances are better when you reapply.
Yeah.
It goes to a totally new officer. You have fresh pair of eyes, and you get a chance to actually make that petition better, right? Because in the appeal, you're not coming to add new things. You're just saying that based on the things that I gave you, you do not see everything. You didn't see everything I sent you, right? So it's not the time where you start saying, "Oh, by the way, yesterday I took this certification that I want to add." No, right? So I always tell people to reapply. And I've seen people. I've seen a guy who applied for EB2 twice, got denied twice, and then he did EB1 and got it. So I'm all for people who don't give up the process.
Yeah,
don't give up. I could preach a whole sermon on that.
It's true.
Bet on yourself every time. Bet on yourself every single time. If they don't say yes today, go again tomorrow. Right? Bet on yourself. I mean, you're the biggest project you ever have, right? You're the biggest project you ever have. So when it comes to self-development, don't skimp on things like that. When it comes to anything that can progress your career, anything that could make your standard of living better, anything that can add to your health, to your wealth, you always, because you're the main person in your story, right? If you're not there, your whole story has ended, right? So you want to make sure that you're the kindest to yourself, right? Some of you are not able to apply for things because you're busy helping people back home. Not that that's a bad thing to do. But here's the thing. If you're not standing on your feet, you can't hold people. You can't put people on your back, right? Like I say, it's better in Igbo, right? If you're not on your feet, if you're not standing on your 2 feet, right? Where is the leg that you're going to hold people on, right? So you want to make sure that it's not selfish. You're getting what you need to get. Because guess what? The people back home are fine. They're okay.
Yeah.
When I first came to the US, I used to have these guilt, like every time I'm going back to Nigeria,
man.
I used to feel like I had to buy things for people. Now, these people never asked me to buy anything for them. Right? So sometimes I'll even use my credit card and then buy stuff for people and go back home. And I just want everybody to be happy. Right?
Yeah, it's natural.
But the people at home want you to be okay.
Exactly.
That's the thing you don't realize. They're fine. They're eating traditional meals that you're not eating. They're okay. Right? So, what's the question again? Appeal. Yes. Denied. Reapply. Hey,
guys, if you're thinking about joining,
the door opens.
Yes.
And
If you're
yeah, go ahead.
thinking that you want to be part of this masterclass, comment reserve on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. Send an email if you're another platform,
Yes.
right? To info at myeb2
And IW.com.
niw.com.
Mm,
Um,
absolutely.
that's the fastest way. But if you're lost everywhere, then DM. Or
DM us.
come over to our Instagram, join us, and just please
Yeah.
reserve. What else did Dr. Ozzy mention? CV, preparing your CV as best as you can before we come in. We will go over that.
Yeah.
But if you're not coming to the masterclass and you need to fix your CV, comment CV on Instagram.
Yeah.
And for consult, for those people who are already, they want to submit in 1 year, they're not coming to masterclass, they don't need CV, comment
Yeah.
consult, right? Will consult take them to a
Consult will
consultation
send
link?
you the link to
So comment consult, so that you can just get an idea of where you are,
Mhm.
and get insight of what we're seeing and where you need to be. What are 2-3 things I need to do to strengthen my profile, right? And the language. What should your petition be sounding like, right? It can't
Yeah.
sound like you're an engineer talking to an engineer,
Mm-mm.
right? It needs to be lay
Cybersecurity
terms.
experts. I didn't mention you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are a big part of this process. The thing about people in computing is you guys are very akin to. You guys are always writing acronyms everywhere. This is not the time or the place. You want to
Yeah.
make sure you write things in full. Nobody's in your field. They won't
Yeah.
understand this stuff, right?
Yeah.
They always emphasize lay language. Okay, 2 more questions and then we'll
Wrap it
kind
up.
of round up. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. How do I know if my job counts as a leading or critical role under EB1A? You should know.
Okay.
I'm
Your
kidding.
position should tell you.
Yes.
Are you the go-to person at your job? Are you the one that people are coming to? Are you
As a
managing
senior,
anybody? Yeah. Are you
because
a
sometimes they
director
come to the
level?
non-senior that has experience but didn't get the title change. That happens.
Yeah.
Yes. So, are
Yeah.
you a
If you have
senior? Are you a
critical role means,
director? Mm-hmm.
are you the one that has to put the stamp for things to happen? Right? Are you involved in? And sometimes you're not the one that the main person, but are you involved in big projects? And what did you do with that
Yes.
big project? Because
Yes.
for things to happen, there's a team
It's
involved,
a
right?
team.
But are you a key member in some of those things that happens? Are you a critical part of a member or a critical member of a team that cannot easily be replaced? So the day you don't show up at work, everybody's running around trying to figure out what
Yes.
to do. Right? I'm trying to give you a sense. Do you command a high salary? That could give you an idea, right? And but not all the time. Not all the
It
time. There are a
depends
lot
on,
of
yeah.
people. A lot of people are underpaid. A lot of people are doing amazing work, but they're not really. The pay doesn't really tell that story.
Do you
But
have direct reports? Right? You
yes,
should have direct
yeah,
reports.
you have a high position in your job. You're a manager and above, a director, vice president, consultant, senior consultant.
CEO.
Yeah, senior anything, right?
Yeah.
All right. One more. Um, international undergraduate. Excuse me.
Which of the petition do you
International
think I can apply?
undergraduate nursing student. Which of the petition do you think I can apply for? Depends on what you've done, but a lot of nurses apply under EB2-NIW, right? Or even EB3. We don't do EB3. We do EB2-NIW.
Yeah.
When I used to work in a lab, we had nurses attached to us, and believe you, every research we did, we put their names on our papers because they will be the one to draw blood from the patients. Maybe you want to do the human studies. So even though you're a nurse, I would encourage you to do things outside nursing or attach yourself to research projects or people that are doing translational research, right? That's where you come in. Don't just do only bedside, right? You want to do other things.
Yeah.
Do community level work, right?
That is key. Yes.
Be engaged in public health stuff because they're not giving you because you're a nurse. They're giving you because what is the problem with EB2?
Yes.
What is the problem you're trying to solve in the US that you can solve, right? With your expertise. So I think this is the best time to talk about how to build that profile. If you want
Yes.
to sign up for a consultation,
Very
we can
important.
lead you. We can map out the things you need to do, even as an undergraduate student, to better position yourself. Right?
Yes.
You might have to do
Yes.
some things outside of your nursing school curriculum, but that's okay because you're building for this process, and eventually that will help you even in your career.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you can look into that. All right. So, more questions, guys. You guys just know when we want to leave. Okay, apart from entrepreneurship, what other domains could you do an EB2-NIW for? Can I have some examples of some topics in these alternative domains? This is a very long, broad question. What is your field is a question,
Yeah.
right? Don't ask about other domains, alternative
Okay,
domains.
domain.
Tell us your own field. Let us figure out for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can give us that, they will give us some guidance. But to start telling you the different problems that you can solve might take us a long time.
Yeah, and another way, if you have many domains that you're an expert in, is just look at the US. What problem do we have that you can solve?
Yeah, within your field.
Within
Yeah.
your
But
field.
can you tell me what your field is? I can give you
Yeah.
specific examples, right? But it's kind of hard to just like, talking about different fields because I don't really know what your field is. For example, civil engineers. There's a problem with aging infrastructure in the US. We have civil engineers who are tackling that, such as bridges and things like that. Some of those things are aging. The other day, one cut into two, right? So there are people that are actually devoting their lives to preventing things like that.
Oh yes.
And that benefits the safety of the US. If you're a medical doctor, are you doing work that helps people prevent chronic diseases like hypertension, obesity, diabetes? These are things that are killers in the US, right? Even worldwide.
Cancer.
Right?
Yeah, so many things.
If
Yeah,
you're a researcher in the lab, are you working on diseases that affect Americans, right? Because that's the key thing.
Yes.
Alzheimer's. In fact, any public health problem, that's a good thing. If you're in finance, how is your financial skills going to help businesses here excel, make money, hire more people, right? Improve the bottom line. I'm trying to cover all the different fields now.
Yeah.
If you're
Every
a lawyer,
field.
how
There's a
are your
need.
skills going to help? So it depends on your field.
Yeah. There's a need for every field.
All right. I think we're done.
Okay.
I want to thank you guys. I thank you so much. Software engineering, awesome.
Of
Very good.
course.
All right. A lot of software engineers are involved in what's a big problem that softwares have? Breaches, data breaches, right?
Breaches.
So
breaches.
we have we have people that propose to use their skills in engineering, software engineering, to help prevent data breaches. It could be in the healthcare industry. You can apply to any industry.
Yes, because they do a lot of projects. So that I understand where the domain thing came from.
Yeah,
He's done projects across sectors.
That's
because we didn't know he was a
like
software engineer. More like sectors.
Do you see the
yes, so
do you
basically
realize now?
you benefit from a consultation.
Yes. Do you not realize that if you're talking to someone that's not your field, that you can say a word and it will just
they misinterpret and it's over.
I remember how I found out about the word cloud, right? You know how computer people use cloud like anyhow.
Oh yeah.
And I was through a movie. I watched this movie where a husband and wife, I think they were having their private moments and it got uploaded to the cloud. Right, and then people got to see it.
Yeah,
and so that was the first time I came up, upon that concept. So imagine that you wrote a petition and I'm a USCIS officer, and I'm just seeing cloud everywhere. I was like, and you didn't take the time to explain what that means. Do you understand? So that's why it's important to speak in lay language so that people who are not in your field will understand what you're saying. All right, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're interested in our masterclass, please let us know as soon as possible. You can, if you're on Instagram, comment the word reserve. We'll send you a link to where you can give us your information. We'll send you a contract. You sign the contract, the fee is due, right? If you're on other platforms, send an email to info@myeb2-NIW.com. If we could have that on the screen, please. Yes. Info, there you go. info@myeb2-NIW.com. Send us that message. Now, the slots are limited. If these classes get full, we may have to push you out to the next class, right? But we don't want that for you. So if you want to be part of this 6-week course, in 6 weeks, you have your EB1, you have your EB2-NIW petition ready to go. You're ready to apply. Things have been holding you back, procrastination, maybe other things have been causing you to slow down. Well, this is the time, okay? Think about it. Let this be on top of your urgent list, okay? Because of changing policies and, the fact that people are here to hold your hand, okay?
Yeah.
So do it as quickly as possible. Send us an email, info@myeb2-NIW.com. Or if you're on Instagram, comment the word reserve and we'll send you information on this. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Nasi. I know Fridays are very busy.
Thank you. I know. It's been a good week, guys.
It's been a great week. Yeah.
Think, connect, and act. Don't go and think about it. Come back
act.
2 years later and say I've been following. Act.
Act now. And we will show up. If you show up for yourself, people will show up for you. Sure. All right? People will show up for you. And don't worry about recommenders. Come in the class. Give us a list of people that you know. We'll tell you who should recommend you for the class.
Yes.
And then we'll get it going. All right. So those of you who have registered, we're looking forward to meeting you in class. We can't wait.
Yes.
And classes are starting on the 21st of September. All right. So you guys have time to let us know if you want to join this class. All right. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of your weekend. All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.